Vishvamitra, having thus safely handed back to Dasarath at Mithila the princes entrusted to him in Ayodhya, and after attending the wedding celebrations, took leave of the two kings and went to the Himalaya mountains. King Dasarath returned to Ayodhya, accompanied by his retinue. On the way there were bad omens, and anxious Dasarath asked Vasishta what they foretold. Vasishta replied that there was no need to be alarmed, for though the birds in the air indicated approaching trouble, the animals on the land promised a happy consummation. As Dasarath and Vasishta were thus conversing, there broke out a great storm. Trees were uprooted, the earth quaked, and clouds of dust went up and hid the sun, and there was an all-enveloping darkness. Everyone was terror-struck. Soon they knew the reason for the strange phenomenon. There stood before them the awe-inspiring figure, Parashuram, the sworn enemy of warriors, with a bow on one shoulder and a battle-axe on the other, and with an arrow shining like lightning in his hand. Terrible in appearance, with his matted locks gathered overhead, he looked like Lord Shiva exulting in the destruction of the demon Tripur. His face emitted flame-like radiance. The son of sage Jamadagni struck terror among the Kshatriyas or warriors, many generations of whom he had annihilated. Wherever he went, he was preceded by storm and earthquake, and the Kshatriya race trembled in fear. The Brahmins in Dasarath's retinue said to one another, "Because his father was killed by a king, Parashuram took a vow to destroy the warrior race. We dare to hope that his vengeful wrath had been quenched in the blood of the innumerable kings he has slain. Has he again started his cruel campaign?" However, they honored him with the customary offering of water. After receiving it, Parashuram addressed himself to Ram. "Son of Dasarath, I have heard of your prowess. I was somewhat surprised to learn that you strung the bow in King Janak's court, and that you drew the string till the bow broke. Here is my bow, equal in all respects to the one that you broke. This is the bow of Lord Vishnu, which was entrusted to my father. If you are able to string this bow, you will be worthy of my battle." Dasarath was perturbed at this turn of events, and he begged that his son Ram should be spared the trial. He said to Parashuram, "You are a Brahmin. We have heard that, satiated with your revenge, you have gone back to penance, as becomes your order, in pursuance of your plighted word to Indra, after giving away the earth you had conquered to Kashyap. Is it proper that you should break your vow and seek to injure a prince of tender years, who has done you no wrong and who is dearer to us than life?" Parashuram heard him unmoved, without so much as looking at him, and addressed himself solely to Ram as though the others did not exist. He said, "Vishvakam originally made two exactly similar bows. One of them was given to Lord Shiva, and the other to Lord Vishnu. This is the one given to Vishnu. What you have strung and bent to breaking point was Shiva's bow. See if you can string this bow of Lord Vishnu. And if you do, it will be proof of your skill and strength, and I will then honor you by fighting with you." Parashuram spoke in a loud and arrogant tone. To him Ram replied in courteous manner, yet in firm tones, "Son of Jamadagni, you have been vengeful because your father was killed by a king. I do not blame you for that, but you cannot put me down, as you have humbled others. Please give me your bow." So saying, he took the bow and arrow from Parashuram. He strung the bow, and setting the arrow to it, drew the string. Addressing Parashuram, he said with a smile, "This mighty Vaishnava arrow placed on the string cannot be put back idly. It must destroy something. Tell me, shall it destroy your powers of locomotion, or would you rather that it consume the fruits of your austerities?" As the son of Dasarath strung the bow of Lord Vishnu, the glory on Parashuram's face faded. and he stood no longer the warlike conqueror, but a self-subdued sage. For the purpose of Parashuram, who was an incarnation of Lord Vishnu, was over. Parashuram said mildly to the Prince of Ayodhya, "I realize who you are. I am not sorry that you have quenched my arrogance. Let all my austerities go to you. But because of my promise to Kashyap, I cannot remain in his domains, and have therefore to hurry back to the Mahindra mountains before the sun sets. Let me use my power of locomotion for this single thing. Subject to this, let the arrow which you have set to the bow consume all my power earned through austerities." So saying, Parashuram reverently circumambulated round the prince and departed. Ayodhya's citizens were overjoyed to hear that Dasarath and the royal princes were returning to the capital. The city was festive with flowers and shone like the heavenly planets. Ram and Sita lived happily in Ayodhya for 12 years. Ram had surrendered his heart to Sita. Their hearts communed even without speech. Sita, rejoicing in Ram's love, shone like the goddess Lakshmi, mother of prosperity.